Okay. And cool. Hey y'all, so this is gonna be a little bit of a different video than what I normally make, but if you're into interior decorating, you're into cozy vibes and designing your own space to fit your personal style, then you're gonna really enjoy this video. If you're new here, I'm Appleseed, aka Carl, and I like to make vlogs about my life in NYC, cozy apartment videos, and travel vlogs. If you're into this type of content, then be sure to stick around. Also, I just want to thank everyone for helping me reach over 500 subscribers. Truly, I feel so blessed and grateful for each and every one of you. It feels really good to know that my videos resonate with you in some way, and so your support means the world to me. I want to preface that I am by no means an interior designer. Everything I'm about to get into is purely just from my own personal style and my own opinions. You can disagree with me, and that is totally fine. So this video is going to be about how to design your own space, more so how I design my own space, kind of like my thought process and things that I think about when going into a space and kind of figuring out what it is that I want the space to feel like, what it is that I want the space to look like. And so yeah, let's get right into it. So the biggest thing that I think about when I design a space is the need. When I first moved into my apartment, I literally had no furniture except for my bed, and that's because the last place that I lived in, I was sharing it with a roommate and 90% of the furniture belonged to her. So I was able to start off with a blank slate when I moved into this apartment, and that felt like a very exciting feeling because it was kind of just like I can do anything that I want. Budget was a huge factor for me, and as someone who didn't grow up with a lot of money, I got really good at smart spending. So that means buying things that are on sale, secondhand, buying things that have really high value but low cost, which ended up working out perfectly because IKEA is one of my favorite furniture stores of all time, and I honestly think a lot of their stuff is really high quality for what you're paying. For my living space, the idea was to really get things that were modular, things that were easy to move around. I'm not a big person by any means. I'm like a tiny person, so I hate carrying things that are way out of my reach, things that are too heavy for me. I really had this mindset of what are the furniture pieces that I can buy that I can move around easily. I tend to get bored of the same thing after a while, so it's really nice that I have the option to just, you know, if I want to move my table over there, or if I want to move my TV in the corner, bring my couch over, I wanted the option to do that. And so the Samsung Serif TV was my first must-have purchase, and I'm gonna say right now, I am obsessed with this TV. I'll admit it was definitely a splurge. Not the cheapest thing in the world. It is honestly probably the most expensive thing that I own other than my laptop, so it was definitely a big spend, but I just knew that I had to have this TV because of how modular it is. It comes with 4 legs. That eliminated my need for a TV console. I just also really aesthetically love the TV. It is very well designed. I love that it has a white border. It lives on TV stands, its own legs, and so I really love that that's a big feature of the TV, and it makes moving the TV around really easily because if I get bored of it on one side of the living room, I can easily just move it over to the corner, move it to the other side, no problem. That for me was very important when it came to designing the living room. So if y'all have ever seen this couch before, it is the Togo sofa, which is a very trendy viral couch that is absolutely aesthetic. I love this couch. Mine is a dupe because I'm not about to spend $6,000 on a 2-seated sofa. No way in heck. In the perfect world, in an ideal world, if I had $6,000 to spend on a sofa, I totally would buy the real thing, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with buying dupes, especially because budget is important and you should always spend within your budget. And so I don't really feel like there's anything wrong with buying dupes if you can't afford to buy the real thing. Obviously, like I said, in a perfect world, I would love to support these designers and artists that create these products because I fundamentally think it's important to support art. And for me, a lot of these furniture pieces that I really like are created by designers. And so if I was rich, trust me, I would be buying the real thing, but I'm not rich and I still want to have an aesthetic. So Buying dupes, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. And the really cool thing about the Togo sofa is it's so movable. Like, it's just literally this glorified adult beanbag chair. It's so easy to move. I literally move it out the way when I'm cleaning my floors. It is just such a good sofa, and I knew that I wanted something that was easy for me to move. And I feel like the sofa debatably is like the biggest thing in your living room, and so I just didn't want to get stuck with something where it's like, okay, once I have it set in place, that's where it lives forever. I just absolutely love it. It's so cute. I know it's white, which is insane because I'm such a messy person. Shockingly, I have not stained it yet, and I feel like that day will come. So let's just fingers crossed, knock on wood, that day does not come. If I were to get a new sofa, I would totally either get a Hey Max sofa. I absolutely love Hey. Hey is probably one of my favorite home goods stores. They make some really cute furniture, so it would definitely either be a Hey Max sofa, or I really love the Amhu Teddy sofa, which is also another one of those trendy viral sofas. And this one you can actually take apart and turn it into like a daybed. And what made me love this sofa was when I saw this one picture on social media. There was all the textiles laid out. It was like the throw blankets and the pillows. It just looked like the perfect cozy vibe, and I just fell in love with the sofa ever since. And so Amhu, if y'all are watching this video, my birthday is in October. Let me know. I love cozy vibes. I love things that are modular. You can change the way they look. You can move them around easily. Coziness is very important to me because I feel like I'm home a lot. I work from home most of the time, so it's really nice to be in a space that I feel comfortable in, and I am super grateful that I am able to do that and feel that way about my space. I feel like this is a good segue into kind of just discussing the vibes of your space. And again, the biggest thing for me is coziness. I knew that color pop was really important and it brightens up the space a lot. Plants are very important. One, it's a hobby of mine, so plants naturally will fill my space in, but also just like rugs, textiles like pillows, wall decor, they all really help to tie the space together, and I realized the importance of that ever since I started really thinking about the space I wanted to live in. There's actually this subreddit called Male Living Space, and I feel like 90% of the time, the thing that's missing in these male living spaces are literally just plants and wall decor. Plants literally do so much for your space while being very affordable and effortless. I mean, obviously not everybody has a green thumb. I totally understand, and not everybody has the time to invest in taking care of plants and things like that. So I totally get it. But if you're looking for something to just quickly fill in your space, add warmth, cozy vibes, all of that, plants is the way to go. Also, textiles, right? Curtains, rugs, throw blankets, pillows, wall decor. These are all things that quickly and budget-friendly ways to put your space together. The thing that I feel like is important to address is that style and personal taste changes over time. So in my last apartment, I didn't think too much about my space just because I was mostly thinking about functionality and what I needed at the time, and just making sure that I had the bare minimum, right? Like my desk, bed, dresser, very fundamental things to have in your apartment and home. But I was able to pretty much really tie the space in with little decor here and there, plants, things like that. I was very proud of the space that I made for myself, even though it was primarily just my bedroom because I had a roommate at the time. I feel like my style definitely evolved into what it is now. That just came from being inspired by things that I saw on social media, admiring other people's really beautiful homes, and getting the core inspiration from other people. Social media is just a really great way to kind of discover what's out there. Pinterest is probably a really great place to mood board kind of your ideas. It's where I like to gather my ideas and kind of just really think about like, oh, like I'm going for this aesthetic, I'm going for this vibe, things of that sort. So Pinterest, Instagram, social media, these are all great ways to like really get inspired by how to design a space. And I know that because style and taste is always evolving, I know that eventually my style will evolve again, and I always like to see that as a positive thing. I've been getting really into DIY and stainless steel lately, and so maybe that's something that you might see in the future, you know? Maybe it's gonna be less fun color pop, artsy vibes, and it's gonna become more kind of sleek, DIY, stainless steel, very more upscale, but we'll see. I hope that these tips and insights were helpful in understanding more about interior decorating and how to design a space. At the end of the day, there is literally no right or wrong answer, and this is all very subjective. Everybody has different style, taste, and opinions. What I might like is not something that you might like. What you might like, not something that I might like, and that's totally fine, because the important thing is to just do what is right for you. Also, I've been thinking about redoing my bedroom sometime in the future, so that could be like a fun little series that I do, like a bedroom remake over, where I tackle on these things little by little and show y'all how I transform a space kind of in real time, more kind of vlog style. So that could be really fun, and let me know in the comments below if that's something that you're going to be into. Anyways, I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of a Q&A. This is not an official Q&A since I didn't ask anybody to send me questions, but there are a few questions that I've been asked previously, so I feel like I should address them now. So what camera do I use? I use the Sony ZV-1, and I recently just got a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm still figuring out, and so far my opinion on it is it's kind of mixed. I think the camera's a bit overrated. Don't sue me, don't leave me hate comments, that's just my opinion. Sometimes I'll just use my iPhone maybe like 5% of the time. Usually if my Sony camera is out of battery, I'll just shoot fun things here and there on my iPhone. But the Sony ZV-1 surprised me in how capable this little camera is. When I first got it, I was feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse just because it was kind of expensive. It was like $600, $700, which is kind of insane for what that camera does. I was wrong. I really love the camera. It is so capable, and I don't really see myself upgrading any of my cameras anytime soon. I love to have a very minimal and compact setup, and so anything that I can just put in my pocket, pull out, put back in my pocket, that's what I go for. I don't need the big DSLR setup with the mic and everything. For me, that's just takes away the fun of content creation, in my opinion. That's probably why I don't have a mic for my cameras yet. What editing software do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It's what I've used for over 10 years, and so that's what I'm used to. But if you're looking for an editing software, I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. It is completely free, and it's been revolutionizing the editing industry with how amazing it is in the last few years. And so definitely check out DaVinci Resolve. It is completely free, so you're not losing anything by downloading and trying it. And if you have any questions for me and you want me to answer them in the future, please let me know in the comments, because I will definitely answer them, and I'll probably be featuring it in the next Q&A, like an official Q&A. I think that'll be really fun. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely be doing more of these videos in the future. I know this is not my typical vlog style, but don't worry, we're going to be back to our regular schedule programming. And if you made it this far, then comment sunshine down below so I know that you're a real one. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.